this is Sean with Rainier Arms, and this is another new products weekly video. So the first product I want to talk about today isn't necessarily brand new to the market. It's actually been out for a little while. But for us, we're happy to finally just start getting them in and getting them in the full setup. So this is the Matador MAT-9 PCC. Now for a while, you've been able to buy just this monolithic upper receiver, but we're excited to be able to start offering it as a solid unit right here. It's a pretty solid option when it comes to a direct blowback PCC. So to talk about it a little bit, like I said, it's a monolithic upper receiver. It is all hard coat anodized, all aluminum, it's billet. It does have a side charging handle, and it's a non-reciprocating charging handle. So when you're shooting, what that means is that that charging handle won't be moving forward and back, so you don't have to worry about hand placement. But if you're a left-handed shooter, it's easy enough to change the charging handle over onto the right side, which is nice in the sense of modularity. The barrel is 8 inches long. It is nitrided. It is threaded, ready for a suppressor or a muzzle device if you want to do something along those lines. The lower receiver is ambi, and the nice part is it takes Glock mags, so it's going to be easy to find and feed this beast. The controls, what I do appreciate, are very AR style. So even though it kind of looks a little bit different than what you would think when you're looking at like a AR9 or a PCC style AR platform, it has those AR controls and layout and feel in general, including the pistol grip, which is the near vertical Matador Arms pistol grip, which is great for close stuff. So if you're going to be putting like a pistol brace on here, or if you're going to SVR it and put like a full-on stock, when you're sitting, doing anything, and this is just a lot more compact, so like CQB kind of stuff, having that more vertical grip tends to be a lot more comfortable for the average person. Not everyone, of course, everyone's different, bigger, smaller, and all that, but that tends to be the go-to for a lot of people. And this being kind of what it is, it's designed to be a PDW backpack gun, something along those lines. So a vertical grip is a nice touch. The safety, what I can appreciate, is already set up with a short and a long throw lever. And it's sitting at about 45, 50 degrees. So you're not having that huge throw of that 90 degrees like you traditionally find on most mil-spec builds. And yeah, overall, it's pretty solid. It's US made, veteran owned. It's got a lifetime warranty. And, Matador, even though they're not in, everybody's radar in the sense of like everybody knows about them, you know a company that has utilized stuff through Matador. I can promise you that. But overall, it's a solid option for PCC. The takedown is pretty simple. Once you take the upper and lower receiver apart, you have to push in this back part, pull it down, pull the pieces out. Super easy to field strip and clean. And just overall, pretty solid option. M-LOK, can't really ask for too much more. Again, Glock mags, which is a awesome flavor. Couple things that I do want to point out also is this is a bufferless system and it is direct blowback. So what that means is that it is going to take a little bit more oomph when it comes to racking or charging the charging handle, as well as a feature that is very nice is that it does have a last round bolt hold open. So if you have a magazine in there, you go empty, follower is going to be engaged, and it's going to hold that bolt open so that it's very clear that the gun is out of ammo. It's clear, but then the reload is going to be much easier because we just insert magazine, hit the bolt release, and it's a whole lot easier than having to put magazine in and then charge and then go forward with whatever you're doing. So that last round bolt hold open is a nice touch to have on any PCC or any gun really in general. But overall, it's a solid system. It's another option in the PCC world where there tends to be just a lot of options now and people are coming out with more and more and more. But it's nice to see different takes and have different price points like this guy's sitting in a pretty nice place. Just options are great for the industry and it's great for the end consumer. So here it is, Matador MAT-9 PCC. All right, so what we have right here is the Sharps Bros Improved Grip Module for the SIG P320 with a manual safety. This is an aluminum grip module with wood grips, which is a nice touch. And it is a direct replacement for your regular SIG P320, the OEM polymer, as well as the AXG SIG P320 grip modules. So if you want to change something up, which is the nice part about the SIG P320 and why it's one of the most popular handguns out there, is the fact that you can take a base gun and change it and turn it into whatever you want, however you want, whatever kind of character and feel. And that's why these are very popular. They've been extremely popular for the 365 models, and it's nice to be able to see a lot more coming out for the 320 as well. So a little bit more about this. Again, it is an aluminum grip module. So with that, it means that it's going to be a little bit heavier. Okay, so this guy right here comes in at roughly 7.5 ounces, depending on the cut of wood, which means that it's about 4 ounces heavier than the stock, the M18, which would be your manual safety equivalent, SIG P320. So this being a little bit heavier, there's some downfalls to that, but there's also some benefits to it. So a little bit heavier, one means when you're shooting it, it's going to help with the recoil aspect. A little bit heavier gun typically doesn't recoil as much. And then with the heaviness, it can feel a little bit better in the hand and just have better control overall. But then the downfall also is if you're shooting for a longer extended period of time, prolonged, if you're doing long duration drills, things like that, obviously the heavier the gun, the further out it is in front of you, the more fatigue you're going to feel in your arms, shoulders, and stuff like that. But this weight difference isn't that much, right? It's only 4 ounces. Of course, ounces lead to pounds, leads to pain, but it's really not that much for the benefit that you do get. Again, another downfall is if you're going to be carrying this as an EDC or a duty gun, again, a little bit heavier is going to be more stress in the hips when you're carrying it on your belt. So you got to keep that into consideration, right? So there's benefits to the weight and there's drawbacks, and that's going to be just about everything. I personally prefer a little bit heavier gun, but again, preference-wise. Now, the other little thing that I do want to point out, so big thing is, yes, it does fit in your standard P320 holsters. I know that's a question that we're going to get, and it does fit in your standard P320 holster, but typically what you're going to notice is the grip itself feels a little bit fatter, and it just is a little bit fatter than what you would normally get with your SIG P320. And it's mostly just a little bit wider on the sides. But again, it's not totally noticeable. For some people, it might be more noticeable than others. Of course, that's a preference thing, right? So that's just something I wanted to talk about because I knew that those questions were going to come up. Yes, it's a little heavier. Yes, it is a little bit wider, but manageable, and it's easy to work with. One of the benefits with this grip module is the enhanced trigger guard. And what you're getting there is some improved ergonomics. So if you can see that just massive undercut, as well as a very nice radius and rounding of that back strap over by that beaver tail, is going to allow you to get a very high bite on that grip module. Means bigger hands and everything. You're going to be higher on the gun. You're going to have better control. But it also is eliminating some of the wear that you would usually get. You know, some people will call it Glock finger, but getting too much rubbing going on underneath on that trigger guard, that is, I wouldn't say completely eliminated, because anytime you have your finger touching any kind of surface and you're shooting, you're going to have some friction and some movement. But it's definitely mitigated a lot with this kind of ergonomic design. When it comes to the FCU, the fire control unit, obviously it doesn't come with one. You have to supply your own, which you can take from your already established P320, or you can buy an FCU standalone. The safety, you can use a OEM straight out of your gun, or you can buy it separately. So when it comes to magazines, the enhanced grip module is going to utilize or take or accept the 17 round or the 21 round SIG magazines. But what is nice also is it has a little bit of a built-in magazine well flare going on, but it still is going to accept that magazine well extension that you can get that can come on some SIGs, but like the OEM one is still going to fit and accept there. So if you want to have a little bit more of a magazine well flare, you can definitely have that. The two color codes that you can see that we have is the tan with a darker wood and the black with a little bit more of like a Brazilian style wood, so a little bit more red to it. But both very good looking colors, very good finish. You're getting your Picatinny on the front, your 1913 Picatinny on the front for a weapon light or a laser if that's the kind of setup that you want to do. And just overall solid stuff. We already know Sharp Bros makes some pretty awesome stuff when it comes to your SIG P320s or your SIGs in general, a lot of SIG 365s. But now we're excited to offer some more options for that SIG P320. So there it is. I keep grabbing this one because I really like this color, but there it is. That's your Sharps Bros Enhanced SIG P320 with manual safety. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for spending some more time on another New Products Weekly video. Please take a little bit more time. Like, subscribe, comment down below. Let's get this video out for a lot of people to see, and people to see what we are offering and just educating. Now, a couple things to keep in mind. Labor Day is coming up this weekend as of when this video is coming out. And we at Rainier Arms are having the biggest blowout of ever that we've done for Labor Day. So definitely you're going to want to check that out. Jump on the website, see what we have to offer. If you're not signed up for our emails, please sign up for those because that's where we are dropping a whole lot of the details. So get signed up on that. Also, I have to throw this in. TriggerCon is coming up here in Wichita. September 27th and 28th are going to be 2 days at the show. And then the 29th is one full day at the range with a lot of vendors, with a lot of things to shoot. So jump on the website, pick up your tickets. You're not going to want to miss this. We'll see you again in the next one.
Nice.